So eventually, you will all probably watch this. Obviously, you know, I didn't put it out there that I was going to be putting this on live, but I spent a lot of time in previous seasons on league stories and having the time to type them up, and I just think this would be more efficient. Get my story out, get the info out for games of the week, upcoming information, and figured we'd start tonight with the closing of the vice president race for the upcoming 2016 Hardcore Challenge. We've got all the candidates in, filled all of the slots, went ahead and cut it off at 9 o'clock Eastern Time for any candidates, and we didn't have anybody new come in. But before we get to that, I just thought I would break down kind of the history of the Hardcore Challenge a little bit in a little abbreviated version. So we have two new owners this season. We have Willie Weems, who is taking over a vacated spot that was Fear the Lion, that was vacated. He's moving into the Elite East Division. And then we have the vacated St. Shawn's ownership that is being taken over by Brian Watson, and he will be in the Wild West Division. So with those two new owners, and just also kind of just a refresher as to where we came from and how we got here. Prior to the 2009 season, when the inception season of what became the Hardcore Challenge, I had two previous leagues. One that was called the Raider Nation Challenge, and then another one that was called the Iowa Challenge, because as a lot of you know, I'm originally from Iowa. Live in the Tampa Bay area in Florida now, but I'm originally from Iowa. And so those two fantasy leagues, I created one to play with a bunch of Raiders fans, meet Raiders fans from around the country, and the other was just to have one that me and my friends could play together. And obviously, I'd started years before that playing in other people's leagues. I just didn't like how they were ran. I didn't like the point system. I didn't think they were diverse enough. I wanted it to be more like owning my own team and make it as close to owning my own team as you could get. So that's what I've strived for years in the Hardcore Challenge. So after 2008, I had decided I wanted to take those two leagues, take those two leagues and morph them into one league that I spent all of my time on and made it exactly how I wanted it. I had moved from Iowa, and I thought it would be a good way to stay connected with my friends, something I could game with them with still, the ones that I used to play video games and whatnot with, and sports. It'd be a way for us to still stay competitive, even though I wasn't there anymore. So in 2009, a 12-team division, or 12-team league, 3 divisions, very basic format, just like any other generic fantasy football league started, and Mike Clay was the first champion. Nubs Chiefs, no longer in the league, but what was our first champion in that 12-team league. Now, the next season is when the big move to 20 owners came, and which was our best and biggest moves, I think, to make the challenge what it is today. The move into 20 teams made it so you had to really work like an owner. The talent wasn't just out there. It made it a little more difficult, a little harder, and I think it was our biggest move yet. So in 2010 was when we stepped up to the 20 owners, and at that time we didn't have a VP. We had some issues, and I thought the following season we needed to add a little more government to the league, a little more to make sure it was fairly governed and that the owners had a voice more than just myself, because I'm obviously an owner as well, and I want to be competitive, and I don't want anybody thinking I'm eschewing anything in any way or holding any favoritism towards anybody. So that's why we came up with the idea of League VP, and we had our first vote in 2011. There wasn't a very big turnout of votes in 2011. I don't think most people thought a VP was important or thought it was kind of a dumb idea. So Tom won our first VP election in 2011 over Joey by 1 vote. Like I said, there wasn't very many votes cast, so that 1 vote, I guess, was a very important vote. In 2012, Tom again ran, and it was pretty much a two-person race. Matt Herron ended up winning in 2012. Again in 2013 against Ben Meffley by 1 vote in 2013. So in 2012 and 2013, Matt was our back-to-back VP. Over that time is when the inception of the Herron rule came into provision. We added individual defensive players. Not only did we add individual defensive players, we added 3. The following year, we ended up adding a flex defensive player, and which takes us to what our format is now and our roster is in the current Hardcore Challenge. In 2014, Tom again running against the incumbent Matt and Stinky Pinky. Tom ended up with 9 votes, Matt 7, and Pinky 3. So, I mean, there was a... By then, everybody realized that with all of the crazy trades that we have going on and all of the way people try to find loopholes and hit the tweaks of the rules to the max, that we needed to have a little extra government there, and that having a VP was important, so that it wasn't just my opinion, because as some of you know, I can be a little bullheaded, and I need a different perspective. Tom and Matt have always given me both good perspective. Tom has commissioned other fantasy leagues before. I'm not sure if Matt has, but I know he's played fantasy forever and ever and ever, and is a diehard football fan, so he has a lot of opinions on the subject. So in 2014, Tom edged out Matt, and then last year Tom again won against Mikey and Joey. Mikey running for the first time, Joey running for the I don't know how many at the time. But he's pulled some votes, but he's never locked it down. So this year, for the 2016 season, we'll go ahead and announce who the candidates are going to be. I'll be posting the poll on the homepage, the league page, so that you guys can cast your votes. It's going to be our incumbent, Tom, owner of I'm Thinking Arby's. 2-time previous league MVP, Matt Herron, owner of the Beaver Street Roar, will also be running. Stinky Pinky, former champion, will also be running as well. Again, he's come very close a couple times, within 1 vote of beating Matt in 2013. And he's a league champion. He's been division champion. He's been a great owner in the league, and the only thing he really hasn't done is win the VP. So we'll see if maybe this year he can get it done. And the new name that we have, who has never ran for VP before, and which I think is kind of cool that he wants to run for VP this time, because like he said, he would like to give something back to the league. He's been in it. He's a former champion. Donkey Punch, J-Dub is going to run as well. So we've got Tom, our incumbent VP, Matt Herron, Ben Meffley, and J.W. Hauser. Those are our VP candidates for the 2016 Hardcore Challenge Vice President that will help the commish, myself, run the league and make sure it's run honest to the T, and that we crown a rightful champion at the end who raises the Hardcore Cup one more time. So we will see who you vote for. I will be putting the post up tonight, or the poll, on the league homepage. So go there and cast your vote. The poll will stay open on there until either enough votes are cast that it's a clear winner has been decided, all the votes are cast, or on the night of Keeper Lock on August 28th. If all votes aren't cast by then, it's still open. On midnight of August 28th, the election will end. So that's what we got. Get out there, cast your votes. Like I said, from now on, I'll still be posting my my awesome pictures for Game of the Week, but I won't be putting a story on there. You'll get your stories right here. You're going to get your pre-draft breakdown right here. I'm going to do the pre-draft breakdown the Monday after the Keeper's Lock on August 29th. I'm going to do a big breakdown of all the divisions, how I think they're going to shake out. That way, I get a day to look at everything and analyze what you guys decided is the cream of your crop from last year's rosters and who you're going to roll with this year. Which looking at some of your rosters, I think it's going to be interesting to see what shakes out this year. So, good luck and game on.